My parents kicked me out of our family restaurant to hand it over to my lazy younger brother. They didn't know I anonymously owned the entire building, so I handed them an eviction notice in front of everyone at his grand opening. Growing up, my brother Leo got everything. If he failed a class, the teacher was wrong. If he wrecked a car, it was just a learning experience. I worked double shifts at my parents' restaurant, but they always told me I lacked vision. When I turned 22, they fired me to make room for Leo's new management role. I didn't argue. I moved out, started my own real estate business, and quietly built my wealth over 7 years. Meanwhile, Leo nearly ran the restaurant into the ground. A few months ago, the landlord of their building wanted to sell. I bought the entire commercial plaza through a private LLC. My parents had absolutely no idea. Last weekend, they hosted a huge, grand reopening party to celebrate Leo officially taking over as the sole owner of the business. They invited me, clearly just to show off. Halfway through the dinner, Leo stood up to give a speech. He looked right at me, smirked, and said, "Some people are just born to lead, and others are born to serve." Then, he handed me a dirty apron as a joke gift, while my parents and relatives laughed. I didn't yell. I didn't even drop my smile. I calmly reached into my jacket, pulled out a legal folder, and placed it in front of my dad. He opened it, still chuckling. But within 3 seconds, the color completely drained from his face. It was a formal notice of lease termination. My dad looked up, his hands shaking, and stammered, You own the building?" The entire room went dead silent. Forks stopped moving. Leo's smirk vanished. "What is he talking about?" Leo asked. I looked at him and said, "I'm your landlord, Leo, and your rent is officially 300% higher starting tomorrow, or you have 30 days to vacate." Panic set in instantly. My mom started crying, talking about how family helps family. Dad begged me to negotiate, saying this would bankrupt them. Leo just stood there, completely frozen, realizing his big moment was destroyed. I stood up, slid the joke apron back across the table to Leo, and said, "You're going to need this to clean out your office by the end of the month." Then, I walked out. Yesterday, they called begging for a massive loan. I simply mailed them a copy of their new lease agreement and blocked their numbers.